Into retail again was one of the questions here. So name communities that you guys would think are in Sun Prairie's trade area for retail.
We want ice cream. Marshall.
Yep, absolutely.
Wanakee.
Oh, the list is there. We go. Okay. Yep. Okay. Wanakee. Yep. Absolutely.
We want ice cream. Columbus.
Columbus. Absolutely.
Cottage Grove. Welcome to the list.
Cottage Grove. They get Cottage Grove. They follow the rules. Anybody else? Let's take a look at our immediate
Welcome to
list
the list
here.
is Town of Burke.
Oh, Town of Burke? Yep, absolutely. We count them as well. Absolutely. Just kind of initial list of some folks who do meet that match here. The initial ones when we're looking at certain, and I think we're in retail in general throughout the entire community, these are folks who jump to mind first. And one of the key things that are about these guys is most of these areas are single grocery store communities. They've got one place they can go shop for groceries. Suddenly, it becomes a little more, you actually drive down the road 10 minutes and go shop at multiple areas, have some other things to do, have some restaurants to go eat at, and other things to do when you make your trip. That makes it really easy for these folks to say, you know what, a lot of these times they're used to driving in for their job or driving in for other things anyway. It's not a big stretch for them to just say, you know what, while we're over there, let's just go get our groceries and do our shopping while we're there. Now, a bonus question. Name some communities outside of Dane County, so that's Columbus, we talked that one out there, within that projected trade area, with all that commercial that we're looking at on that west side there.
We want Custer. Oh, Waterloo.
Yep, Waterloo would count, absolutely.
Orange.
We want ice cream. Janesville would be one, absolutely.
We want ice cream. Beaver Dam.
Beaver Dam, absolutely.
We want ice cream. Portage.
Yep, absolutely. So we start thinking about, when we start looking at some of these areas, we're actually talking about reaching out to Wisconsin Dells, Fond du Lac, Beaver Dam. Some projections, we've heard from retailers up to 90 miles around Sun Prairie. You know, like, how in the world can that be possible? Well, if you look at guys like Costco and Woodman's, they're not located every place. There are metro areas that have these stores. Costco, this will only be the fourth Costco in Wisconsin. So we have two of them in the Madison area, but really this east side is a lot of folks will drive quite a ways to shop there. And also then you provide the additional amenities and then being able to stop at some of those other stores like Target, like Woodman's and other things, it becomes that much more attractive. So every time we add one of those large format retail stores, that range gets a little bit bigger. So it's pretty impressive statistics when we start looking at some of those. If you guys remember last year, we came up with this crazy idea, announced this Project 365 effort. That was actually at the chamber meeting. We announced that, and I think we came up with it about an hour before the meeting. We wanted something to announce. Let's see if we can do something. We need to do something new. So we threw this out there. Everybody kind of looked at us like we were pretty nuts. If anyone's not familiar with Project 365, our goal was to come up with one business-related story for the city of Sun Prairie, relating to the city, for every single calendar day for the year 2011. Saturdays, Sundays, Christmas, every single day, coming up with at least one story and posting on the news blog. We're actually probably about 45 stories ahead right now, thanks a lot to efforts, certainly to the Star and their coverage, but also to all the individual businesses in the community, providing press releases and providing additional information. So we are definitely going to hit our goal. I'm absolutely 100% sure of that. But the other thing that's kind of given us some neat insights on is we've actually started to track where these visits are coming from and who's reading about us. Now, this question here is, well, name a top 10 city of origin for visits to the blog. First two should be pretty easy.
We want ice cream. Madison.
Number one.
We want Sun Prairie.
Sun Prairie. Number two. Now it starts getting a little harder.
Yeah.
Top 10. So there's 8 more.
We want ice cream.
They're close, actually. Deerfield actually, I don't believe they're in the top 10, but they are on our list. They do show up.
We want ice cream. Middleton.
Middleton is not top 10. They are top 20. They are top 20. They're not there.
We want ice cream. Pittsburgh.
No, believe it or not, actually. Pittsburgh is not one of them. So let's take a look at their first two. Pretty obvious. We've actually had almost 7,200 hits and visits from both Madison and Sun Prairie. Pretty substantial. Obviously, that's again from both residents, not only in Sun Prairie, but when they're working in Madison, not just Madison residents, but when they're folks during the day who are from Sun Prairie or working in town, coming and checking us probably while they're at work. Number 3, Chicago, Illinois. Very surprising. Yeah, that was kind of an interesting outlook on that. Number 4 is Milwaukee. So you notice a distinct lack of other Dane County communities here so far. New York. Number 5. Number 6, Cottage Grove. Finally, someone else from Dane County who knows we're here, which is also good. St. Louis, Missouri. Rochester, New York. Anyone that may explain that word? You know, sit person, quiet, behave. Anybody else? No, relatives, almost a good guess. Chris?
Footwear for St. Louis, and then Frontier is Rochester.
Frontier Communications is based in Rochester, New York. All their digital operations go through there. Eden Prairie, Minnesota, I think rounds out our top 10, I believe. So what does that tell us in terms of how we should be marketing our community, or who we should be marketing it to? You can look at it one of 2 ways. Either we could focus back on Dane County a little more and try to get those numbers higher. But odds are those folks kind of know what's going on and are maybe using more traditional forms of media to probably follow us and read about us. State Journal, other local media types of folks. But we are on the radar screen of folks outside of our own area, certainly in the Midwest. So how do we start taking advantage of the fact that we have things going on here that folks are obviously interested about? We've documented it right here. We can go one more list in terms of, you kind of take a look at that list and say, okay, well, Minneapolis was number 10, sorry, so we had actually 2 Minnesota ones again. So very strong Midwest tie in terms of, what we've been marketing. Now, bonus, we look at the top 10 states. Pretty obvious, right? First one, there you go. Second one? Excellent. Minnesota. Now it starts getting interesting. We just took out most of our top 10 here, so. California. Missouri, there's our St. Louis. Texas, Michigan, Ohio, and Florida. So again, we kind of have to broaden our horizons a little bit in terms of thinking who may be interested in what we've got going on here.